After a 20-year-old man was found dead in Northport, the piece of evidence detectives hope will lead them to the killer. Plus, as we monitor storm systems, why officials want Floridians to prepare for the worst now. And an emergency road closure in Manatee County. How long the county says detours will last. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 6:30.
Hello, thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Erica Jackson. Our top story, the third hurricane of the 2018 hurricane season. Hurricane Florence is moving through the Atlantic. As a result, Florida officials are saying you should prepare for the worst. Florence could possibly threaten the east coast of the state, so Governor Rick Scott is asking everyone to have a plan in place. A state of emergency has already been declared in South Carolina ahead of the storm.
It is a very unpredictable hurricane. It's coming in at a different angle from usual. It's not coming down from the south and coming up, but coming straight in.
Now let's find out what we might see or hear on the Suncoast. Here's Wendy Ross with a first check on your first alert weather forecast.
And once again, we are looking at a very busy tropical area, and so this right here is Florence, and you can see Florence is continuing to move steadily towards the west. We also have several other systems, but we're going to concentrate on Florence for now. And this is what we know. She is a hurricane, and she is also expecting to start to bring about some swells that will be affecting the east coast of the United States. Right now, that's already beginning to happen, and so we are also expecting that this system is going to get stronger and larger over the next couple of days. And by tomorrow, we are expecting her to become a major hurricane with 120-mile-per-hour winds. So you can see the storm tracks are bringing it right now. For the most part, they're all bringing it right here into the Carolinas, but you can see we've just got a couple of squiggles that are coming out here around Georgia. We just have to pay attention because these systems can be very unpredictable, but right now that is where it appears to be going, is right over towards the Carolinas. And the tropical track is showing this. You can see that it's going to be taking it this way, becoming a Category 4 as it approaches the Carolinas. And that's the track it's going to be taking right now. We'll show you the rest of the tropics and the rest of our forecast in just a few minutes, Erica.
Wendy, thank you. We'll check in a little bit. And remember, if you still need to get a plan in place for this hurricane season, we're here for you. Just go to our website, mysuncoast.com. Under the weather tab, you'll find a link to our 1-hour hurricane special, Surviving the Storm. And you'll also find a printable 2018 hurricane guide. Cruise ships are taking new paths as Hurricane Florence approaches the United States. Carnival Cruise Line announced today that its ship schedules are changing paths to accommodate the tropical weather threats. The Carnival Horizon was scheduled to visit San Juan today, but instead it will sail straight to New York. Carnival is reversing the schedule for the Vista ship and will return to Miami 1 week from today. Now to a developing story in Bradenton. That's where detectives say a woman who was found bleeding has passed away from her injuries. 37-year-old Maria De Jesus was found last Monday near the Center Court Apartments in Bradenton. She was transported to the hospital but took a turn for the worse Saturday and died. The hunt is on to find those responsible for her death. Anyone with information on this case is asked to call Manatee County Crime Stoppers. Sarasota County deputies are trying to figure out why one person was shot at a church last night. The sheriff's office says the shooting happened at St. Wilfrid Episcopal Church off Wilkinson Road. Deputies responded to a fight at a large party at the church around 10:30. A victim was taken to the hospital with gunshot wounds to his leg. The sheriff's office says he was treated and released. Deputies have not yet identified the victim or the suspect, but say they do know one another. In first alert traffic tonight, an emergency road closure is now in effect eastbound at 53rd Avenue West and US 41. That's where crews are now working to repair a sanitary manhole. Manatee County officials say it will take 2 weeks to fix. Now let's take a look at our traffic maps. You can see where the delays are taking place. You can see a little bit of red right there and some yellow for those heading north and southbound. And here's a look at the detour routes that are now in place. You can see them in green right there. For what routes you can take around the site, you can just go to our website, mysuncoast.com. Also developing tonight, one person is dead and 5 others are injured after a shooting at an Alabama McDonald's early this morning. The restaurant is right across the street from Auburn University's campus. Police in Auburn say the shooting may have been caused by an altercation. Officers originally responded to the scene to break up a large crowd. Then first responders found several victims with gunshot wounds. Police say they do not think the shooting was random. Former Trump campaign advisor George Papadopoulos spoke out publicly for the first time since his sentencing on Friday. As ABC's Tara Palmieri reports, the former advisor is taking aim at Attorney General Jeff Sessions.
In his first interview since his sentencing on Friday, former Trump campaign advisor George Papadopoulos continues to maintain that Attorney General Jeff Sessions did not push back against the idea of a Trump-Putin meeting.
The candidate Trump at the time nodded at me. I don't think he was committed either way. He was open to the idea, and he deferred, of course, to then senior Senator Jeff Sessions, who I remember being quite enthusiastic.
But Jeff Sessions telling Congress in 2017 that he did push back against Papadopoulos' idea of setting up that meeting.
I wanted to make clear to him that he was not authorized to represent the campaign with the Russian government or any other foreign government for that matter.
Papadopoulos disputes that.
So my recollection differs from Jeff Sessions.
Papadopoulos' interview comes as the president continues to deal with the legal issues surrounding a non-disclosure agreement with adult film star Stormy Daniels. The president's attorney filing papers saying the president will not enforce the agreement, which barred Daniels from discussing their alleged affair. Following the lead of his former lawyer and longtime fixer Michael Cohen, on Friday, Cohen offered to tear up the NDA and have Daniels return the $130,000, asking the court to dismiss the case, including Daniels' countersuit. Last month, Cohen pled guilty to 8 felony charges, including 1 campaign finance violation in connection with the $130,000 payment to Daniels, exceeding the maximum contribution. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
Florida's next governor may be able to work with a small budget surplus. A new budget forecast by state economists show the state is expected to bring in enough money next year to meet its needs for public school and health care programs. And it will leave about $1 billion available for reserves. The 3-year forecast will be presented to legislators this week. Economists project a small surplus of about $223 million. 2 people are dead after a small plane crashed in South Florida and caught fire. The Palm Beach Sheriff's Office says the accident happened this morning near an airport. Fire officials say the twin-engine plane was engulfed in flames when firefighters arrived on scene. The plane departed from Key West. Officials say no one on board survived. Beachgoers in the Tampa Bay area are now dealing with red tide. It looks like the algae bloom has reached Pinellas County. Hundreds of thousands of fish are washing up on about 20 miles of beaches along the Gulf. County and city crews will be cleaning up the dead fish into next week. This bloom started in November and has been lingering in Southwest Florida for weeks. Still to come here on ABC 7, a look at the new techniques forensic experts are using to identify remains years after the attacks of 9/11. Plus, a rising death toll in Japan as the country reels from a deadly earthquake earlier this week.
The day you lose your strength is the day you lose your independence. Muscle is lost with age, affecting your energy, balance, and mobility. Before you know it, you're depending on others just to get through the day. But you can reverse and prevent muscle loss. Introducing MyoHealth, a revolutionary proven approach to increased muscle strength and function in as little as 30 days. Live life on your terms with more energy and confidence.
After a serious health issue put me down, MyoHealth's getting me back up again.
I'm doing activities that I haven't done for a long time. It really works.
MyoHealth is a safe, natural dietary supplement, the result of decades of research and 24 human clinical studies. You can live stronger at any age with greater strength, mobility, balance, and energy. Call or go online now and take the MyoHealth 30-Day Strength Challenge.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Welcome back. New developments in an ongoing death investigation in Northport, right near the Charlotte County line. Police are now ruling the death a homicide. ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us now live from the crime scene with the latest on the investigation. Rebecca?
Erica, well, they found the body right here off of Veterans Boulevard on Saturday morning. And neighbors tell me that they're extra thankful it didn't happen on Friday because this is actually where the bus stop is for all the local kids.
Scary to think it's happened so close to home.
That's what most neighbors who live near Sawyer Circle in Northport were feeling this weekend after the body of 20-year-old Tyren Kinnard was found in the bushes early Saturday morning in a remote area of the neighborhood.
You think of crimes like that being in bigger cities, Tampa, St. Pete, Miami, places like that, but not little old Northport.
After determining it was a homicide, detectives began trying to piece together exactly how he ended up dead on Sawyer Circle.
You had a body in no vehicle. So obviously, over the last 24 hours, we've been looking for that vehicle. We put out some information on Saturday saying this is the type of vehicle we're looking for, the license plate number. This morning, we got a call that that vehicle was located out in the Deep Creek area in Port Charlotte.
And now that they're gathering more evidence, they're trying to determine what happened before 7:30 a.m. on Saturday morning and whether or not he was killed on this street or if his body was just dumped there.
Things we're trying to figure out is who was with him, in his last moments. Obviously, that's a big key part of that, and it'll come out.
This being the 5th homicide in Northport just this year. Many residents are of course on edge, but the Northport Police Department wants to ensure everyone that there is no imminent harm to the public.
Cases we've had so far this year, everyone's pretty much, accounted for. We kind of know who the players are. These haven't been random type of acts. So I think, I don't know that the public needs to be concerned with just randomly getting attacked. I mean, obviously that can happen at any time, anywhere, but those aren't the types of cases that we're seeing right now.
If anyone has any information that can help detectives solve this case, you're asked to call the Northport Police Department as soon as possible. Live in Northport, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Back to you, Erica.
Rebecca, thank you. The death toll in Thursday's deadly earthquake in Japan has gone up once again. Japanese disaster officials say 37 people have died and 2 people remain missing. More than 400 people were injured, and 5,700 people are still waiting in evacuation centers. The 6.1 magnitude earthquake struck Japan early Thursday morning. Japan's prime minister is visiting the island impacted today to meet with local officials and residents in the disaster zone. Forensic experts are using new techniques to identify the remains of people missing in the World Trade Center attacks on 9/11. The medical examiner's office in New York City showcased the new procedure this week. Scientists are able to use equipment to smash bone remains and extract DNA material. The process makes it easier to generate profiles to identify those remains. The office has already identified hundreds of bone fragments, allowing the remains to be returned to families 17 years after the attacks. It's still working to identify others found at Ground Zero. 1 year after Hurricane Irma's devastation, tourism in Florida is on the rebound. Hurricane Irma is one of the most powerful storms ever seen in the Atlantic. It hit Southwest Florida on September 10th last year. Irma cost $1.5 billion in tourism spending and 1.8 million visitors. But the Florida Keys Tourism Council says nearly all resorts closed by Irma should fully reopen before the end of the year. And Wendy, I was lucky enough to be able to visit Key West after Hurricane Irma. I went in July, and I was happy to see a lot of those areas impacted by the destruction were back open. So hopefully the rest of them by the end of the year.
Vegetation grows very quickly and all the rest of it. And you know, the peak of the hurricane season is on the 10th, which is Monday, I believe.
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Yes. So
can you imagine this was a year ago?
Right, we were all hunkered down.
Oh boy, do I remember that. I remember that quite well. Well, we are looking at a very active system out there that we're looking at this point, and we've got 5 tropical storms so far this year, and 4 have become hurricanes. You can see them all listed out there, and you can see them on your screen right now, and you can get an idea of all the players we've had so far. And this is what's going on as far as the tropics are concerned. It has been a very active season for us. At least in the last month or last couple of weeks, we've been watching these systems breaking out here in the Atlantic, and now we have a new area of disturbed weather, and that's down here around the Yucatan Peninsula. Do you remember yesterday it was up here around the Bermuda area? Now it's down here just to the south of the Yucatan Peninsula. It's moving towards the northwest and is expected to move into the Gulf of Mexico. That's something that we'll be keeping our eyes on. And then of course here is Florence, and here is Isaac and Helene. Those are the players right now that we're dealing with, and of course the one that we're really concentrating on right now is Florence. And Florence is moving towards the west, is expected to become a major hurricane tomorrow, and that means 120-mile-per-hour winds. And at this point, the tracking model's all taking it right here over the Carolinas. It will become stronger, and she is going to get larger too as she continues to move across the Atlantic. So this is what our current path is right now, and you can see that by Monday she becomes 120-mile-per-hour winds, and then as she approaches the Carolinas, we're talking 140-mile-per-hour winds. So very definitely all the interests along the east coast of the United States need to be paying attention to what is happening with Florence. In the meantime, we have Isaac. Isaac could become a hurricane at any time, and he is going to continue to move towards the west. He moves into the Caribbean by Thursday, and so we're going to be keeping our eye on it, because this is going to be by Thursday, and then the following weekend, next weekend, we want to see what's going to be happening, because there is a likelihood he could move into and move up into the Gulf of Mexico. A lot is going to depend on what happens with Florence as to the interaction there as far as Cuba is concerned, whether there could be some weakening and maybe even some disorganization. And Helene, bless her heart, she's just going to stay out here in the Atlantic and just move on up towards the north, and we don't need to be concerned with Helene. In the meantime, right here along the Sun Coast, it's been a quieter day. We've had some isolated showers and thunderstorms east of I-75, and then they've been moving off towards the east. Other showers are forming out in the Gulf of Mexico, and we could see them coming onshore sometime around 10, 11 o'clock tonight. In the meantime, these thunderstorms are going to continue to move off towards the east, and you can see all of this wet weather moves towards the east coast throughout the nighttime hours, and then we've got these showers coming on through, and by around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, they're going to be moving onshore and dissipating as they do so. Right now, temperatures are in the 80s just about everywhere you go, and because we haven't had the rain, things have really not cooled off all that much for us. You can see where the places are that are getting rain are in the 70s right now. 87 was our daytime high today, and if you're heading off to the beach for tomorrow, winds will be out of the southwest at 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet. And we will see some isolated thunderstorms, mostly during the morning hours if you're heading off to the beach. And over the next 7 days, we're going to keep those rain chances a little bit lower for Monday and Tuesday, and then we're going to keep them rather steady all the way through Friday. We're going to see those winds shifting around again, so we'll get the afternoon thunderstorms maybe Thursday, Friday, and we will be watching the tropics Saturday and Sunday, so stay tuned. Erica.
Wendy, thank you. Longtime CBS chief executive Les Moonves is reportedly stepping down. 2 executives say the network's board of directors is likely to announce a settlement deal by Monday morning. Moonves' resignation comes after new claims of sexual misconduct. He admitted he may have made some women uncomfortable, but he insisted he ultimately respected no means no. On a possible settlement, he stands to earn upward of $100 million on his way out. The Miss America pageant airs tonight on ABC. And this year, for the first time in the pageant's 98-year history, there's no swimsuit competition. Here's ABC's Maggie Rowley in Atlantic City, New Jersey, with what you can expect.
From 73-year-old grandmas to pageant winners
So excited.
and competitors showing off their talents. Neither the rain nor the controversy could keep fans of Miss America away. Everyone eager to see what's being dubbed Miss America 2.0. And now for the first time in its 98-year history, no bathing suits.
We are disappointed, but I think change. We'll see if change is good.
Instead of the once iconic swimsuit competition, the women will be asked interview questions. The leader behind this new era is the organization's new chairwoman and Miss America 1989, Gretchen Carlson.
I have so many great ideas for this organization.
But these radical changes come amidst calls for her resignation.
Miss North Dakota!
The current Miss America, 24-year-old Kara Munn from North Dakota, says she has been systemically bullied, silenced, and marginalized by leadership, including Carlson, an accusation pageant officials and Carlson deny. But more than 23 former Miss Americas are standing behind their reigning queen, calling for Carlson and the entire Miss America organization board of trustees and CEO to step down. Despite the controversy, this year's competition seems to prove tradition trumps scandal. The women proudly showing off their state pride in the annual Parade of Shoes. This year, the organization also came out with a brand new crown logo and that 2.0 slogan. They also say it's no longer a pageant, it's a competition, and the women are not contestants, they're competitors. One thing that's not changing, the fact that everyone's excited to find out who will be crowned Miss America later tonight. Maggie Rowley, ABC News, Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Monday's the start of the new 3rd hour of Good Morning America GMA Day. It will air on afternoons with hosts Michael Strahan and Sarah Haynes, and it will bring a different view to the GMA brand.
I've got a way to describe it. So if you are going to dinner the night you watch our show, you'll have plenty to talk about. If you stayed in a hole all day, you're going to want to watch our show so you know everything that went on that day.
All right, got to check it out. As for details about the new show, the co-hosts say while they aren't spilling about the new segments and first guests, expect something big on Monday. There's more to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
Attention. On January 1st, 2018, the United States Tax Cut Act officially became law. This law also changes Obamacare. If you are uninsured or struggling to afford your current health insurance, there is now immediate relief. Health insurance that's not high-priced Obamacare is now available. Call the Health Insurance Helpline now. It's free. The cost for health insurance has been a serious problem in America, but now the law has changed. So many people don't get the insurance they need because they just don't call. Don't spend money you don't have to spend. Call now. It's free. If you are uninsured or unable to pay for ACA coverage, call the Health Insurance Helpline now. Get what you deserve. Call to see if you qualify for health care or dental coverage that starts immediately. Don't delay. Call now. It's free. Call 800-307-8167. 800-307-8167. Call 800-307-8167 now.
Kettle's got it. Kettle's
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
Pets bring so much joy to our lives. They're loyal, they're protective, and smart. Yet as smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves, especially in the event of a natural disaster. During Hurricane Harvey, many families were separated from their pets. That's why it's important your pet is part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
A Mississippi homecoming queen is accepting a helmet with her crown. Kaylee Foster started the day being named homecoming queen earlier this week. Then she traded in her tiara for a football helmet. She made 2 field goals in regulation, then kicked the game-winning extra point in overtime. Foster's already made 11 extra points and 3 field goals this year. And I was also reading in the script that she said she wants to play soccer. That's her true love.
Oh, really?
She's so good at football, and she's the homecoming queen, but she loves soccer.
You see, girls can do anything.
Anything they put their mind to.
That's right, absolutely.
We'll see you at 11.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now